Hello, my friends. Welcome back. Today we're going to do a self-massage and some techniques for insecurity. I was asked to do this and I am happy to. I know how that feels. In fact, we all know how that feels. We all feel insecure time to time, whether it's social anxiety or job-related insecurity, relationship insecurity, body image. I know a lot about that. If you've seen some of my other videos or have seen my book, Hungry for Life, it's a memoir of anorexia, and along with the eating disorder went perfectionism, which is also another kind of insecurity, setting those standards so high you can never possibly meet them. So we want to try to get back in our bodies, try to get back to our breaths, and see if we can't change the way we view ourselves and let go of that fear a little bit. So just start by sitting nice and tall, because posture does influence mood and thoughts, and vice versa. So have 2 feet on the floor, sitting comfortably. Feel the floor support you, support your feet. Feel your hips rooted and supported on your chair. And then imagine that you are dangling from a string attached to the top of your head, right at the top, and it is lifting you up, lifting your spine, making space between the vertebrae and the discs, and letting you stretch tall. And make sure those shoulders are relaxed and back. You want to think about taking your right shoulder blade and trying to put it into your left back pants pocket. This is just to visualize, don't actually push it. We want to be relaxed. Think about your left shoulder blade going into your right back pants pocket. Open the chest. Be proud. Bring the chin in towards the neck just a little bit to make sure we don't have that forward head posture that we have all day at our computers, and that the neck is nice and long and tall. Feel what this posture feels like. Feel how open and available it makes you, and maybe even gives you a little bit more confidence. Put a hand on your chest, a hand on your belly, and I want you to take a deep breath in through the nose, feeling the belly fill with air. You're going to send that breath right down to the belly, deep diaphragmatic breathing. The chest will move very little, and not until the belly moves first. So the first thing you'll feel is your hand move out. So go ahead and inflate that belly with a nice deep breath in through the nose. And then exhale it out. Feel the belly go in. Start to elongate those breaths so you can get in as much air and oxygen as you need. Get that blood flow, get those nutrients, and take a deep breath in, slowing it down. So just do a count of 4 to breathe in. And breathe in through the nose, 2, 3, 4, and exhale twice as long. Take your time. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really emptying out all the air from the lungs before taking a new breath in. That's how we're going to reverse anxiety type breathing, is by emptying the lungs, taking those long, long exhales before you let a new breath fall in. So let's do that again. In for a count of 4, out through a count of 8, in through the nose, out through the nose, belly breathing. In, 3, 4, and exhale, feeling the belly go down slowly, slowly. Really nice. And we'll try one more little challenge with that. This time, when you inhale for 4, once you get to the top of the breath, you're going to hold it for a count of 7, and then release for a count of 8. So let's go ahead in through the nose, fill the belly. 2, 3, 4, hold it at the top. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale it out through the nose. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax your hands down. Breathe naturally, but remember that deep sensation, that deep belly breathing, sitting tall and relaxed. And think about how supported you feel right now by the floor, by the chair, by your own body, and also by all the people who love and care about you. So we're going to start a little self-massage. And again, just to reduce anxiety, we're going to start with the forehead and just making little circles. So I like to alternate circles, but you can go the same direction, anything like that. So fingertips, and I'm just going lightly, giving myself a gentle massage on the forehead, feeling what feels good, keeping my arms relaxed, my shoulders down as much as possible while using your hands. It feels really nice. You can start to increase the pressure if that feels good for you. Everything should feel good. There's no pain here. I really like along the hairline. I think that's very relaxing. Breathing all the while. You can take it over to the temples and just give yourself a nice big circle around. You can apply some good firm pressure here if that feels good. And it just releases your whole head. Maybe even other parts of your body. It's not uncommon to be massaging one area and feel another area let go. Let's go ahead for that third eye point that's so relaxing in between the eyebrows. You can use 2 thumbs or you can use fingers, and then just apply some nice pressure. You can even lean your head into it a little bit. And breathe and just enjoy that and just feel what it does to your body. Feel where it relaxes, feel where it tingles, and any other little sensations. Good, and after your next exhale, you can gently release. And we'll go to that jaw that carries so much anxiety, so much fear. We clench so much of the time. We grind at night when we're sleeping. So let's get it. We're going to do the temporomandibular joint, which is right in front of the ear. Flat fingers and just making some nice circles. Not too much pressure. It's a delicate little joint. You can go the other way. That feels good. Thinking about your jaw being a hinge joint. The bottom, the mandible, just sort of hangs on a hinge there. So instead of clenching it up, let it feel like it's sort of dangling from the skull. Kind of a weird image, but it helps. At least I think it helps me. And then you can apply a little bit more pressure as you just come down along the jawbone, making some circles. Not so much that it's hurting, just enough so that it feels good and feels relaxing. Coming down both jawbones all the way, circling, circling, all the way down to the chin. And we can do a little masseter release. Find your cheekbones. Right underneath them, you'll go with your fingers in and up as if you're trying to scoop up under your cheekbones. And then with flat fingers, just let your arms dangle. Like gravity, allow your arms to get heavy and your hands to begin to move. You're not pulling it. You're just allowing it to happen. And let your jaw drop open as you release this big chewing muscle. Yes, it looks funny, but no one's watching you, don't worry. I'm the one who has insecurity right now with this ridiculous face and everybody watching. So you can hand over your insecurity to me. I'll take your burden. So nice. We could do it one more time trying a different tool. So soft knuckles, I'm using these end knuckles near the fingertips, and I'm just doing a little circle and then get into the tissue. And again, just let the arms dangle as it takes you. This is a broader pressure, a little bit more of a pull. And if you want to add some active movement, you can. So you can slowly open your jaw and slowly close. And if that feels good, you can continue. You'll feel a little more of a stretch and some different sensations with the movement. And take your time, don't rush it. Make sure you're still belly breathing. In and out through the nose, nice and deep, relaxed, spine upright. Make sure those shoulders are relaxed and down and haven't crept up to your ears. That does happen, so remind them if you have to give them a little roll or a little wiggle. It looks ridiculous, but feels so good. And all the way down to the chin. Great, just give it a little sort of circle brush off. And let's go to those shoulders. So, another thing with fear, anxiety, insecurity, our shoulders creep forward and up. We want to sort of protect ourselves. It's very vulnerable, the face, the front of the neck. So it's our instinct to sort of protect it, right? So here we're going to go back and down. Remember putting that shoulder blade into the opposite pants pocket. Go ahead and grab that upper trapezius tissue. You can use a whole fist for a broad pressure, or you can use a more pincer grasp for a more specific pressure. And just squeeze all along. See where it feels good. It's probably going to be tender, so I'm squeezing from the neck out to the shoulder, that portion of the upper trapezius muscle. Relaxing that working arm, that working shoulder. Don't let it get tense on you while you're working the other one. And I'll take a pincer grasp now and just do some little circles and see if there are any juicy points, any tender spots, and there's one. And so I'm just going to hold that and breathe. Just apply as much pressure that feels good to you and feels like a nice release. Deep breath. And now if your shoulder's being stubborn and doesn't want to come away from your ear, you could do a little active release. So go ahead and find a good spot that needs some love. Maybe it's a little tender, maybe it just feels really good, that's fine. Go ahead and grab that, apply a good amount of pressure between your fingers, and then gently, gently bring your opposite ear to your opposite shoulder. It's going to stretch, it might be intense, go really slowly and breathe and relax those shoulders as much as possible, making as much space as you can between the shoulder and the ear. And when you're as far as it wants to go, slowly come back up. Don't rush it. Really take your time. We don't want to get a spasm. We don't want to surprise our muscles. We want to relax them. And find one more good point. Or maybe you just want to grab all the tissue at the top, and that's fine too. And then go ahead if you want to, and if it's not too intense, do your little stretch. Breathe into it. And remember, slowly come on back up. So that's a good way to take care of the shoulder that wants to come up, but I know they also want to come forward. So we're going to do a little pectoral massage just to get them back a bit. So start at your sternum, feel that, and go right to the side, right off that breastbone, and just start making some nice little circles. There might be a lot of tender spots here. Go easy, explore. Start a little lighter and then go deeper if you need it. Just exploring. Pec major, pec minor. And again, if you find a good point, go ahead and apply some pressure. And then you can do a shoulder roll to stretch and slacken. Stretch and slacken. Another good movement to do for pec major is external rotation, internal rotation. So I've got my upper arm straight out to the side at 90 degrees with my torso, and my forearm at 90 degrees with the upper arm. And I'm just going to swivel the head of the humerus and the glenoid fossa. So that's the ball and socket joint. Swiveling the ball within the socket. And you'll feel stretch and slackening as you go. And at any point you can try a new spot. You can play with that movement. You can try the rotation. Really nice. And then just roll the shoulder back. Shake out the arm and feel how it feels maybe a little different from the other side. A little more open, a little more relaxed, a little more secure, maybe. And let's do the other side. So we'll start with that upper trapezius. You can grab all the tissue or you can grab with a pincer grasp. I'll start with all. If you're having a hard time grabbing the tissue, you can lift your shoulder up just to get a grip on it and then relax your shoulder down, but maintain that grip. And just squeeze all along that line. Right? And it's not just getting upper traps, there's more there too. Levator scapula is a big one. It's a fancy name for the muscle, but really when you think about it, it's just levator, lifts, right? And scapula, your shoulder blade, it lifts your shoulder blade. So it does this. So we wanted to do that. And then I'll start with a pincer grasp. And if you want to, if you're having trouble relaxing it, or just if it feels good and you want a little more intensity, you can bring the opposite ear towards the opposite shoulder. Relax that opposite shoulder. Don't let it get all tense on you there. Ooh, that's a good stretch. You'll find that the two sides are different probably. Almost everybody has differences on both sides, some sort of imbalance. It's totally normal. So one side might be a lot more tender than another. One side might have more mobility than the other. It's just good information. You know, maybe you want to hang out on the side that's stiffer for a little longer, or stretch it a little more frequently. Really good. You can find another spot if you'd like. And we'll do one more. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Belly breaths. Tall spine. Relaxed shoulders. It's a lot to think about, isn't it? But that's good because it pulls you into the present moment. You're in your body. You're here with us now. And that's a wonderful thing. We spend too much time in the present, in the future rather, in the past, worrying about what happened or what's going to happen. It's so essential to take time to just be here now in the present moment, which is really all that exists at this time, isn't it? So let's do our pectorals. Get that sternum, that breastbone, feel that, and then go right to the side into the soft tissue and just start making circles with flat fingers. You can even use a fist here if you want to. You can play around with different tools. I call them tools when you use your fingers or your fists or your palms or your forearms. Those are sort of known as a massage therapist tools. And again, when you find a good spot, a tender spot, a spot that just needs some love, go ahead and add that shoulder shrug if it feels good, if it's not too intense. And then perhaps you try our rotation. Remember 90 degrees, 90 degrees, and just swiveling that up and down. Keep that shoulder relaxed and down as you do it. Maybe this can help you get a little more mobility if you've lost some in your shoulder rotation. Nice and slow and easy. You can find another point. Maybe play with breathing in as you lift the shoulder and out as it goes back and down. Maybe playing with this movement. And when you're ready, let it down. Roll your shoulders. Just feel what that feels like. Let your arms dangle at your sides. Deep breath in the belly. Long exhale out. And now let's give ourselves a hug. So you're just going to bring your hands on your shoulders and begin to squeeze. So we're going to massage our deltoid muscles, which are here. You can actually see the shape and it connects over here. Yeah. And so we're going to squeeze the deltoid muscles as we give ourselves a hug. So I'm kind of squeezing and pulling, squeezing and pulling. You find what feels good for you. You can do that. You can make circles if that feels better. And just play around with it. Feels so nice. I don't think we realize how tense these muscles get until we massage them. And you're like, ooh, that needed some work. And then while we're here, why not give yourself a really big hug? Squeeze. You deserve it. You work hard. You're taking this time for yourself, which is huge. I think most people don't take time for self-care, and it's just so important, because if you're not feeling well, if you're not confident, if you're not free of fear and anxiety, you can't show up for other people, right? You can't really go beyond into the world and do things optimally and productively when you're feeling so insecure about yourself. So give yourself a big hug. And on your exhale, let it go. Again, rolling the shoulders back, just making sure they're released. And I'm going to do a little belly massage, because that's an area where so many of us feel so vulnerable. I certainly do. I, first of all, had an eating disorder, so that sort of goes along with it. But I also had surgery in September. If you saw, I had a video on emergency surgery. So now I've got a big old scar going right through my belly. So let's just give it some love and forget what it looks like or what it's supposed to look like. There is no supposed to. You know, we've set these impossible ideals for ourselves. So what I like to do is go clockwise, and I call it sun and moon. So I'm going, this hand, my right hand, is just going around, and then my left hand does the same thing, but when they cross, it goes over the right hand. So it looks like the right hand's making a sun, and then the left hand's making a crescent moon. And just feel that. Just let everything go. Just feel your organs getting some love, your viscera relaxing, digestion improving. Our digestion is so affected by anxiety. So just feel everything getting moving along. And then just relax your hands on your belly as if you're giving your belly a hug, and say, I love you just the way you are. Thank you for housing all of my organs. If you're like me, thank you for giving me a baby, for stretching and moving and all my intestines being squished into my vertebrae. Thank you for that, so I could have Sienna, who I love. And just breathe. Long exhale out. And getting a little movement into the spine. Just lift one arm up, reach up, up, up to the ceiling. Get long in the spine, and then bend a little bit over to one side, but still reaching up, 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 not crunching over. Up, and get a nice release through that whole side body. Deep inhale. Exhale, bring it down. Other side, lift up, 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 up to the ceiling. Keep lifting up as you side bend so that your waist is getting long, long. Open up that side body. Really nice. Put one hand on your opposite knee. So I'm putting my right hand over my left knee, and I'm turning to rotate the spine. A nice big stretch, rotation. My other hand is on the back of the chair, helping that rotation. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Still sitting tall. Sit tall that whole time. Bring the arm to the opposite knee, grasp behind the chair, sit up tall, take a deep breath, and rotate that spine. Wring it out. Deep breath in, and come back to center. And one more stretch that I love, interlace your fingers. Place them behind the head. Bring your shoulder blades back and down. Remember, squeeze them together and down as if you're going to put them in your opposite back pants pockets. Elbows are really wide and chin is in. Gently press the back of your head into your hands. Make sure those shoulders are down and just take a deep breath here into the chest. This time it is the chest to open it up a little bit. And let it go. Great. Return to your belly breathing and relax down. And know that at any point, any of these techniques are available to you. And if you can't think of what to do and you're feeling super insecure or super anxious, come back to the breath. Just come back to the breathing. Place a hand on your belly. Make sure you're getting that deep diaphragmatic breathing. Remember to extend the exhales long, so you could do our 4 count in, our 8 count out. You could do our 4 count in, hold for 7, and then exhale for 8. And I hope that these are effective for you. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if they helped, if you have any other ideas for insecurity and how to empower us to take care of ourselves. Please give the video a like if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel. Click that notifications bell because I have a lot coming out and I don't want you to miss out. Thanks so much.